This time on Monkey Life. Exciting news of a new playmate for baby Bulu.
We all hope that the movement from Berlin Zoo to Monkey World won't be a problem for her.
Alison goes to the rescue of 2 more marmosets in need of help.
She's missing claws. Those legs do look very skinny and frail.
And baby chimp Thelma hangs out with the big boys.
She loves playing with ones like Simon, Arfur, Semach. They're quite big males.
Monkey World in Dorset, buried deep in the English countryside, is the largest sanctuary of its kind on the planet. The team, led by Dr. Alison Cronin, rescues and rehabilitates abused and unwanted primates from all over the world.
This is always, for me, the most stressful time. I want to see Kiki fit and healthy.
The park provides a home for more than 240 monkeys and apes from 21 different species. Its aim is to give them as happy and natural a life as possible. At the Orangutan Nursery, recent arrival baby Bulu is settling in well. He's being hand-reared by the keepers, but today it's time for a new challenge. They're preparing a special playroom to help encourage him to become more mobile with lots of toys and hoses. It should also help his strength and coordination. The team are keen for him to get used to being around other orangs, so have made sure he can still see them. Alison has come along to check how he's getting on.
This is Bulu Mata, all grown up, well, at least getting there. You can see he's really developed over the past few weeks. His hand-eye coordination is amazing, his strength is great, and he's using his hands and his feet equally. So he's really progressing quite quickly now, so hence the new nursery playroom.
Play sessions like this are really important for Bulu and will help him cope with the more boisterous orangs when he joins the nursery full-time.
So we've developed the next stage in Bulu Mata's transition and geared up for phase 1, if you will, at the orangutan creche to be taken over by a new arrival. He should be with his mother 24/7. And in the absence of his mum, that falls down to us. So sort of interacting with him and making direct eye contact and letting him know that he's loved and looked after and he can rely upon us is absolutely critical to his development, to being well-adjusted and contented. For Bulu Mata here, we've sort of made the next step from keeping him in a more confined area, because you can see now he's capable of not only sitting upright, but lifting his full body weight up with his arms and his feet. So he's starting to climb. We've got a sort of shorter area here on top of a shelf, and it's in line with the tunnel where we first started him out.
Bulu's old baby tunnel, where he spent his first few weeks, is now being prepared for a new little orang, who will hopefully be a playmate for him. At Berlin Zoo in Germany, a baby girl was born just a few months ago. Keepers there named her Rieke, and she weighed a healthy 4 pounds. But sadly, Rieke's mum, who had never had a baby before, didn't bond with her and ended up rejecting the little orang. So the team at Berlin Zoo had to take over and are now hand-rearing her.
The major goal is that she is not getting used to humans in the long run, but that we find a way to bring her as fast as possible in a surrounding where she can live with other Sumatran orangutans in a group.
Monkey World is home to the European creche for orphaned orangutans. The keepers have a lot of experience in bringing up babies who've either lost or been rejected by their mothers. And after hearing about Bulu, the Berlin team have decided it would be the perfect place for Rieke to grow up too.
We're happy that we found in Monkey World the perfect place where she can live together with a newborn Sumatran orangutan that is only 4 months older.
The Orang Nursery has 2 adult females who act as adoptive mums and keep an eye on the youngsters.
When we heard that Monkey Worlds have also foster mothers that take care of our babies so that they can live together in a normal surrounding with other orangutans, that's a situation that we can't offer her in our zoo. We all hope that the movement from Berlin Zoo to Monkey World won't be a problem for her. At the moment, there's no better place, in our opinion, than Monkey World.
The brand new marmoset house is finally finished and open for business. It's been built with help from the RSPCA, whom the park works closely with to provide a home for the growing number of these small monkeys who are falling victim to the British pet trade. A new complex was built just 2 years ago, but it's already full to bursting. This new house provides 14 much-needed extra bedrooms. Even so, most of the spaces are already taken. Such is the demand for places, Alison has to choose carefully which marmosets are most in need of help. Today, she's on a mercy call to Nottingham. A veterinary practice got in touch about a female marmoset they're concerned about. Her name is Mojo. She was left in an empty house when her owner was sent to prison.
She was skinny.
Yeah.
Potential rickets, bone disease of some sort, low bone density, you feel. She's missing claws.
Yes.
Those legs do look very skinny and frail because you can see the back of her thighs.
Yeah.
The bones are quite pronounced. But she should easily be, 300 to 350, so she's missing a third of her body weight. Oh, little girl, you're teetering on my hand.
She's surprisingly calm and seems happy to get into the travelling crate.
Quit.
Having been neglected for so long, Mojo is going to need some TLC. Alison has given her plenty of sustenance for the journey to her new home.
New marmoset for you, my friend.
Back at the park, Mojo makes a shaky exit out of the travel crate.
Because Mojo's got kind of limited mobility, her back legs aren't very good at all. We've had to think quite carefully about how we've made the room for her. So we've put in extra perching so she doesn't have to make any big jumps or leaps, which she's not really capable of doing at the moment. Mojo is absolutely lovely character. She's really, really sweet, got a real gentle nature about her. Marmosets are really, really social animals. In the wild, they live in their family groups. It's not natural for them to live on their own, and if they are in solitary confinement, then they really do suffer, both physically and mentally. So it's very, very important that we can get a friend in for her and get her a little family and some company.
But finding a suitable partner for Mojo isn't straightforward. The team have to think very carefully about which animals they put together. Alison has had a call about another marmoset who's also in need of help and lives quite close by. He's called Albert.
We'll go over to his house, see what he's like, learn a little bit about him, and then bring him back here to the park. Following a little bit of an operation at the local vet clinic that's on our way. He's going to have a vasectomy so that there are no babies coming after Albert meets Mojo.
There are no guarantees Albert and Mojo will get on. Only time will tell if it's going to be a match made in heaven. The The park's woolly monkeys have been through a lot of upheaval recently, but they all seem to have settled into their new family groups. And over recent months, there's been a baby boom. At Chippy's enclosure, there are 2 new arrivals. Pakaya has had a baby girl called Oriana. This is great news, as there haven't been many females born at the park lately. Until recently, Pakaya was living in Owaska's group, so he is Oriana's father. Being wild-caught, he's particularly valuable to the gene pool. But in his absence, Chippy is proving to be a great stepdad and has taken a lot of interest in the little woolly. Pakaya is a first-time mum, but has risen to the challenge. Like any doting parent, she was extremely protective of Oriana at first, but recently has been allowing her a little freedom. Yurima is a lot more relaxed with her new baby Carlos, and that seems to be rubbing off on him. The little woolly has been pretty chilled ever since he was born. This is Yurima's 5th child, so motherhood comes naturally to her. She's the dominant female in this group. And Chippy is Carlos's proud dad. Despite the park's success, woolly monkeys are notoriously difficult to breed. There are less than 40 left in captivity in the world, which makes the new arrivals here in Dorset all the more valuable. This year, Zingu also had a baby, whom the keepers called Zavi. He's growing up fast and is bravely leaving his mum to explore the outdoor enclosure. He's another son for leader Owaska. And there was a baby too for Paquita and Lavar. Young Lucas, who is full of beans. And who knows, there could well be others on the way. Woolies don't always show their pregnancies until late in the day, and in the past, they've often kept the team guessing. Babies are always a welcome addition to any bunch of primates, and they can have a big impact on group dynamics. And over at Hananya's enclosure, Cherry's daughter Thelma is no exception.
Thelma's doing absolutely brilliantly. She's no longer a small little entirely dependent baby. She's coming more into her own now. She's actually a little mini chimp. She is feeding, so she's picking up her own bits of food.
And she's discovered a new mode of transport.
Generally, you find babies when they're born, they cling on to the mum's stomach. It's obviously a bit more secure there. Eventually, when they do start moving onto the back, it opens up a whole new world for them because they can see better.
And Thelma has a white tuft of fur on her bottom that helps other chimps see her better too. This distinguishes her as a youngster, but it will disappear with age. It acts as an important signal to older chimps, making them aware there's a little one nearby.
Cherry is coping really well with Thelma, and it actually is a little bit easier now that she's riding on her back. She's no longer holding onto Thelma either in any way, which means that she can use both hands, both feet to climb as well, and obviously pick up the food as she's going around.
But riding piggyback means that Thelma can hop off whenever she likes, without Mum's permission.
This is a crucial stage in Thelma's life because she's learning everything it is to be a baby, things that she should be eating, things that she shouldn't be eating. She's also watching the other chimps in the group as well, so when they're in the outside enclosure, you know, she's seeing which leaves are good to eat, which branches are good to try and have a little nibble on. We've got quite a lot of gorse in the enclosure too, so she's learning not to sting herself on the gorse. The first few years in a young chimp's life is really important to have some play sessions. At the moment, she loves playing with ones like Simon, Arfur, Semach. They're quite big males, so it is good for her to play with them. They are relatively gentle with her. They know not to go too far. She's still very young, and sometimes the boys do get a little overexcited when they're playing, but they never go too far. They will always pull back. Thelma will either give a little squeak and tell them to back off, or Mum Cherry will come in and rescue her. Hopefully in the next few years, when she gets a bit bigger, they can have a bit more of a rough and tumble than they're having now.
All the chimps enjoy having Thelma in the group, but now that she's a mobile toddler, she needs more attention.
Cherry is loving the play sessions because it gives her such a break. Thelma is starting to become a bit more independent now, which is important for both of them. She's got to learn how to handle different situations. It's also good for Cherry as well, and she is an excellent mum, constantly keeping a watch on her, but she is also pulling back a little bit and letting Thelma discover things for herself. The group as a whole are really good at the moment. They seem to be a lot more settled, especially with Thelma in there. It's really helped them all to come together and work together more as a group.
Alison is on her way to rescue a male marmoset called Albert, who could potentially be the perfect companion for Mojo. He's living with a local family.
Good morning. Are you Casmira?
Yeah.
Hello, my friend.
Casmira bought Albert from a dealer on the internet because she felt sorry for him. She was told that Albert was having problems with another male marmoset and needed rescuing.
Albert's dad died, and the male he brought in for the mother wouldn't accept Albert, and he had to go.
The number of different stories and tactics that some of these breeders and dealers have isn't really very nice.
Sad situations like Albert's draw in well-meaning pet owners who then can't cope.
Okay. Should we try and let him out then and see what you think? And
He's fine with Albert.
yeah.
Albert's quick and tries to give Alison the runaround. But with no chase, he hops back. Catching Albert in his cage is best. It might look a little rough, but cornering him quickly is the least stressful way for him. It doesn't take long before he's in the travel crate and ready to go.
It's all right. Pretty quick, though.
Mission complete, and Albert is on his way to his new home.
See you later. No, once again, you know, what a lovely lady and a nice family, and she clearly cares an awful lot, which is why she bothered to call us and make arrangements for Albert, because she knew it wasn't right.
But Albert has a stop-off on the way to his new home. He has to have a vasectomy. It's a small but vitally important operation. The park doesn't want to breed marmosets since they need all the space they have for rescued animals. Emily is one of the team that's going to look after Albert.
Really nice, actually. Vasectomy good, microchipped him, weighed him, he's 390.
Okay.
They take him straight to meet Mojo. He's put into a bedroom next door.
Oh, look at, isn't he beautiful?
Mojo seems interested and can hear Albert. They eye each other up. Alison and Emily wait, ready to open the door that separates them.
Wanna give it a go?
I'm up for it.
All right, she looks keen. He definitely looks keen. Oh, here she comes.
The moment of truth.
looks a little bit feisty herself. You gonna tell him?
Albert is a little over-keen. He gets a verbal warning,
He's totally full of himself.
so he tries more gentle tactics.
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice approach.
The pair seem comfortable together. Albert is keen to get closer to Mojo and edges nearer. And Mojo seems happy with his advances.
Yeah, she's trying to groom. Oh, she looks like she's leaning over like you could groom me.
It's impossible to know how rescued marmosets will react to each other. Sadly, some that have been pets don't know how to communicate with their own kind. But for this pair, all the signs are looking good.
We'll keep them together. We'll keep a very close eye on them. Someone will be here watching all day just to check how it all goes. And then come tonight, we'll make a decision and decide whether or not we're happy for them to stay together or whether or not we need to give them a bit of a break and let them sleep separate and start again tomorrow. So, yeah, so far so good, and we'll just see how the rest of the day pans out.
Next time on Monkey Life, baby Bulu's new playmate Rieke arrives at the park.
Happy that we're able to help them out and do the right thing for them, but how sad that these little guys aren't with their mothers.
And a worrying time at the hospital when Jester wakes in the middle of a tooth operation.
You have to be on your toes all the time.